Hey guys, Project Zacher here with another power leveling video. Today we're going to be doing Act 3 on Cruel difficulty. The first zone in this area is the City of Sarn. You'll get to this zone as soon as you beat Val on Act 2. We're going to be starting this leveling guide at 42, which is where we ended off our last one. So we want to do this first zone, the City of Sarn, from 42 until 45. The mobs here are all physical damage, so you don't need any resistances. The occasional rare will have something that you want to watch out for, and there's also a mob that does bear traps, I'm sure you know about. If you hug the bottom side of the map and don't go towards the middle, you won't ever run into this mob, or at least I haven't in my 30 or 40 runs. Once we're done getting to level 45 in that zone, we're going to go start doing the quests. The first thing we need to do is go save the girl, Clarissa, which is in the next zone after the town. Once we do that, we're going to have to go save the guy, Tomlin. And also, I like to find the sewers entrance in this zone, so I don't have to redo this zone and search for it again. So we'll just join a public party. And then the crematorium. So this area has a lot of fire mobs, and then the final boss is a lightning damaged boss, Piety. So you want to make sure you have max fire and max lightning, which is very important if you're going to be clearing this instead of just going right to the boss. This guy was pretty close to the boss, so I decided to join up and just help him out clearing. The rocks here do a lot of fire damage, like I've said, and the skeletons too, so make sure always cap those resistances. Alright, now for Piety, he has a few guards, or she has a few guards guarding her, and then she also does a lightning ball attack. You can just dodge out of the way and use ranged attacks. Also, I want to make note, this is a character I've switched to Fireball. I found a unique that increases the level of the Fireball spell, so I grabbed that. So then we get our keys, and then we're going to head right back to where the sewers were. Since we already had cleared this map, it was very quickly. Once we're done with that, we can start leveling in the docks. I joined public parties for this, so we're level 45. We want to stay in the docks until we're level 48. There's also a quest item we need to grab in the docks, but mostly we're here for leveling. The biggest thing you need to watch out for are the dogs, especially blue and rare ones. They can have a affix called Lesser Multiple Projectiles, which basically gives them triple damage, and they are also fire-based, so make sure you have high fire resistance when you're leveling in this zone. I also suggest you always party up because you're such a low level. This is a level 50 zone. To be safe as possible, you want to be with a group. So we're going to try to get level 48, like I said earlier, and then we're going to continue doing quests and then eventually go up and finish this act. 48 is the level I like to finish Act 3 at because Ledge on Merciless is 53, so we're going to be getting full XP for that. So again, you're going to be in docks for about hour, 2 hours, depending how fast you level, to get those 3 levels. So just take this time to learn a little bit about playing with groups. You're going to be doing a lot more group partying from here on out. I would suggest you not do anything else solo if you really want to power level, just because of the risk involved, and I play on hardcore. If you're playing softcore, you're going to lose experience if you die. It's not as big of a deal, but most players I know prefer hardcore. So once we hit that level 48, we're going to start looking for a party. And for this party, we need to get Solaris Temple, level 3. And most of the time, you'll find somebody that has the waypoint for you. Or you can buy it. Some people offer it for like 1 elk. But I had a friend just hook me up. So that was no problem. But in the meantime, you don't really need to start looking for quests so much when you're doing docks like we did before. But if you can, that's great too. So once we get to the Solaris waypoint, we need to get 2 quest items. One is in the docks, and the other is in the battlefront. So me and my buddy here, we're just clearing out the battlefront to grab this quest item. The mobs here do lightning damage, so make sure your lightning resist capped too. Act 3 is mostly fire, lightning, and then the last boss does a little bit of ice, which makes you want to have a little bit of ice resistance too. But it's always a good idea to be capped on all your resistances. So once you get all 2 quest items, you go back, handle both into the lady. She'll give you a quest item, which you then need to go to the sewers. And we already had the sewers opened up, so we can go right to the waypoint and then open up the block passage. Once the block passage is open, you want to go fight the next boss, which is the general. He does fire attacks. Just kite around. Make sure you don't get in melee range of his molten shell. And then he's pretty easy once you finish off his shield. It's just a DPS factor. The next zone we're going to do is we're going to go kill the final boss, which is Piety. Like I said earlier, she does fire, ice, and lightning, so you need to be watch out for that. If you're clearing to the boss, like we did here, you can get a waypoint to level 2 easily enough, and then usually you will clear level 3. There's a lot of fire damage mobs and physical damage, so make sure you always have your necessary armor, maybe have a granite flask or something just so you can get out of trouble. I also just sit way back in the party because I'm a low level. I actually hit 49 a little earlier, but you can do this at 48, 49, no difference. And then you're just going to clear this very safely. Parties are great for this because you can group up. You have somebody up in front. You don't have to be worrying about getting hit if you're a ranged character. If you are a melee character, you want to be very, very careful here in these zones. Make sure you have a lot of armor, especially if you're this low level. So we're just going to clear through this zone. I believe this is the largest zone in the game, Lunaris Temple level 3, but it's also like one of my favorite zones, I think. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're coming up to the end here. We just got to kill the final boss. And for her, always stay ranged. She has these 3 portals she drops on the ground. She will become affixed with one of the elements, fire, lightning, or ice. And just make sure you stay out of range when she's fire. If she's ice, just dodge the arrows. And if she's lightning, dodge the lightning bolts. So all in all, this boss is pretty easy as the boss. I would say Val's a little bit harder. But if you're in a group and they know what they're doing, it's just a time factor. She holds a lot, and it's just slow whittling down her. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe button. And then we have one little part left to do after we kill the boss. She will drop us a key. With this key, we need to go back to the barracks and then run to the Twilight Strand. And remember, these mobs do lightning damage, so make sure you have a good amount of lightning resist. The 2 mobs you need to watch out for here are the charging shield guys and also the arc mage type characters that usually sit in the back. And usually your party that just killed Piety will also do this together. If you don't already have it cleared, sometimes you'll clear it up, but it's hard to keep the zone active that long while you're going to kill Piety. So we just re-cleared it, no problem. Just stay safe. That's the biggest thing when you're playing a low-level power leveling guide. You want to always be with a party from this point on, like I've said earlier. And just have fun with it, guys. I mean, if you don't follow it exactly, that's not a big deal. If you're 2 levels up, that's fine. This is about as low level as you would want to go. If you went lower than this, I mean, you're getting less XP, so it's not really beneficial to go lower level and power level even faster, as you know from the leveling examples I've given other videos. This zone, not too difficult. And then we get to go kill Hillock, everyone's favorite. I kill a little bit of the mobs on the way to Hillock. Sometimes I just run past everything like you do in normal difficulty. But Hillock's really simple. Just don't get in melee range, basically. And if you do have to, just make sure you have good armor. And once you kill Hillock, you're done with the act. Well, and then you're on to Merciless.